It's that time of the year. It's rumor time. Nintendo had an amazing year in 2023 with the release of the 10-year wait of Pikmin 4, the surprise shadow drop of FZero 99, new Super Mario Bros. Wonder, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and lots of remasters like Super Mario RPG. And now that it's been 7+ years since the Switch has been out, it doesn't feel like it's been that long because the system has had so many AAA, AA, third party, and indie games every single month, and that is unheard of for a system, especially for that of Nintendo. But what I feel like made it possible was the consolidation of the handheld and a home console hybrid all into one. Nintendo no longer needs to split its resources from handheld and console gaming, and now they can just focus on one hybrid system and have different experiences from both of those platforms from years past. And towards the end of the Switch's life cycle, we've also had a lot of remakes and remasters, which people either hate or love, like Mario vs. Donkey Kong, and even the surprise return hit of a GameCube classic from Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door into the Nintendo Switch remaster of it. And this is just one of those games that people have been wanting for a long time, and it happened. But we've even had brand new hits like Princess Peach Showtime, which is also unexpected, but this was a great surprise as well. And along with that, another powerful female in the Nintendo family is The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, where we were finally able to play as Zelda for the first time in HD. And this is just one of those great games that if you're an old school Zelda fan, we are now getting another top-down classic style Zelda game and following the footsteps in the art style of the remake of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. And with the recent leaks of the Nintendo Switch 2 and its design, I kind of want to focus instead on my wish list. These are probably some of those games that a lot of us hardcore Nintendo fans feel like Nintendo has neglected some of these IPs. These are the top 3 games that I feel Nintendo will bring to the next system at one point. Hopefully some of these will be launch titles or within the first 2 years of the next successor. One of the things that the Switch has had success with was that Breath of the Wild quote-unquote moment that games like Super Mario Odyssey had, and bringing in some fresh ideas to the core gameplay for Nintendo's established franchises like Mario and Zelda, who have been going on for more than 30 years. And not only have these titles been getting that much needed moment and eventually becoming evergreen selling titles on the Nintendo Switch, there's been a lot that have been neglected, especially with Nintendo's historic catalog and franchises that have been left behind from previous generations.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Come on, Nintendo, where's Kid Icarus Uprising remake?
Whoa! And here we have a space pocket. In you go. Okay.
However, lately, Nintendo has realized that some titles needed that AAA love, and it needed some breath of fresh air, like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which normally has been a 2D platformer, finally had a huge 3D overhaul in terms of gameplay, something fresh, something new that made it innovative and that brought it into the limelight, just like Breath of the Wild. Because as we all know, the Legend of Zelda series needed it desperately when Skyward Sword was the last mainline game that was criticized for not pushing things forward enough. So in this video, I'm going to talk about all the rumors and my wants and my wishes and just have fun with games that Nintendo seems to ignore, especially a lot of my favorites that I grew up with, and see what kind of game they can bring while talk about the rumors of these potential games coming out soon for the Nintendo Switch or the successor. But before we get started, my name is Ivan Florentino Ramirez, and if you're new to the channel, hit that like button, ring the bell, leave a comment, and let's get to it. Let's start off with one of Nintendo's oldest mascots. Alongside Mario is Donkey Kong. And Nintendo, I feel like, is getting ready to push Donkey Kong in the forefront because of everything that they've been doing lately with the release of Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, 3 on the NSO, along with Donkey Kong Land games as well. And happening very soon is Donkey Kong Country Returns HD from the Wii era, and the Universal Parks happening soon here in Hollywood and Florida because it's already coming out in Japan. We haven't had a full-on 3D Donkey Kong game since Donkey Kong 64, all the way back on the Nintendo 64. It is being worked on from the Super Mario Odyssey team, so that's going to be exciting because we all know that New Donk City is one of those levels that it made sense that I hope for Donkey Kong to make an appearance in that game as well. But if it is being done by the Odyssey team, I have full faith that they're going to release something crazy and something polished. And also another rumor that's been going on is a brand new Star Fox is being worked on supposedly for the Nintendo Switch.
It looks like they're outnumbered.
You know what I'm thinking. Let's be honest here. You guys need all the help you can get.
Seems like that Fox guy has made some friends.
Oh,
They're headed to your place on Tundria now.
good.
Now, I've actually played every single Star Fox game dating back all the way to the Super Nintendo with its fun combat gameplay and simple polygonal graphics.
The first and only game powered by the Super FX microchip.
Danger, 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 danger.
Why go to the next level when you can go light years beyond? You are Foxy Cloud in Star Fox, only for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
And one of my personal favorites, and the majority who have played the series, Star Fox 64. And I am a defender of Star Fox Zero in some of the gameplay, not the controls as much. However, if there is a rumor of a new Star Fox game, I'm super excited to see what direction they're gonna take it into, and if it's gonna have its quote-unquote Breath of the Wild moment that this fan favorite series desperately needs. The same with FZero, Kid Icarus, Punch-Out, but more deservedly something like this with sci-fi elements, and hopefully Shigeru Miyamoto and the team find some kind of hook, some kind of gimmick that doesn't stray away from what we loved before, which is an on-rails arcade shooter and some quirky furry characters, cheesy dialogue, however well executed with great voice acting like Star Fox 64, great combat, huge bosses, and what the Starlink version of the Nintendo Switch game, which introduced Star Fox characters, had in mind, and take some of those elements and build it into a complete full idea.
Let's rock and roll, boys.
And finally, for the last rumor, hopefully this is one of my fingers crossed that we get more news for Metroid Prime 4.
that's almost everything.
I
for
don't think
today's Nintendo
Metroid's gonna be here,
Direct.
but some kind of Fire Emblem, something more
Next will be
realistic.
our last announcement. Please take a look.
Fire Emblem, Star Fox. We'll see. Metroid. Metroid. I saw the Galactic Federation. This is Metroid. This is Metroid, you guys. This is Metroid. And to everyone's surprise, because Metroid Prime 4 was announced in 2017, we finally had actual gameplay footage of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond in one of Nintendo's newest directs. And just like everybody thought, this is one of those Nintendo showstoppers when it comes to graphics, polygon pushing textures, just like Metroid Prime 4 Remastered did. We're finally able to get a glimpse of what quality the Switch is already able to push. We can only imagine what the successor can do. But there is some hope for these other Nintendo franchises because we've been getting a lot of Metroid love with the return of Metroid Dread for a 2D side-scroller Metroidvania, which was amazing, and the rumored HD remaster of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes and Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Not to the level of Metroid Prime. Hopefully they do get some love with the full-on texture rework. Rumor has it that those two have been completed for quite some time. Now they just need to release them. All right, let's see what's next. Let's see what's next. They did it! They actually did it! Yes! FZero! Is this the FZero 99 that was rumored? Now, when it comes to another ignored franchise in Nintendo's IPs, FZero is also one that a lot of people have been speculating that it might make a comeback in the next successor because they've been actually doing a lot of FZero content lately with the release of FZero 99, which is a free game if you have the NSO expansion pass, if you have the Nintendo Switch Online membership. It's been constantly getting patches, updates, seasonal updates, events, and even returning ships from the Satellaview BS FZero from the Super Nintendo days or the Super Famicom in Japan, which is pretty crazy to believe, and even some GBA games, some that were stuck in Japan from the Game Boy Advance era. And we also have F-Zero X for the Nintendo 64 in the N64 app as well. And for a long time now, another rumor was that F-Zero GX for the GameCube is one of those that might have some kind of HD remaster release with online gameplay, which would be super cool and probably one of those great titles to see people are even interested in a brand new installment of the series because it has been dormant for so long. And in my opinion, this game already ran at 60 frames per second on the GameCube, which was pretty great, and it looked amazing. All it needs to do is be spruced up to 1080p and have some robust online features as well. So that's all the news that I have for everyone here today. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys are excited for. All of these rumors for Metroid Prime, Star Fox, and even the 3D Donkey Kong game. And if you like this video, please hit that like button because it will help out my channel greatly. Leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching and see you later. Bye-bye.